Hi, my name is John of J. Vassilides and Company, and I, along with Garrett of Sun Heat Solar, will be taking you on a very special tour and will be introducing most of you to a new way of saving energy and therefore saving money in your self-service laundry. Solar is not only the new buzzword, but it is also an emerging technology that is really working, and in most cases, it is very cost-effective. With today's solar technology, there is help with savings in heating, water, and even heating your store. Take it away, Garrett.
This is Austin Community Laundry, right here on Central and Madison in Chicago. This is one of the first solar-powered hot water makers in the city that provides hot water for laundry. And I'd just like to thank the owner, Brian, and everybody here at the Austin Community for the opportunity to work with them on the solar hot water system. In the background you can see the solar collectors on the roof here. These collectors are facing south. They're at an angle of about 50 degrees. There's a total of 6 collectors there. Each one of these collectors contains 30 evacuated tubes for a total of 180 evacuated tubes with the entire array. The sunlight hits the glass, which then heats. The heat is collected in the glass, and the heat rises up the glass tube to the manifold, which is the black manifold on top. That's where the water is pumped through, and the white pipes that come out the side are where the water comes out of the manifold and goes back down into the solar tank. The collectors here are positioned in a way so that they take advantage of the maximum amount of sun exposure. We position them so that there was very little shading on the collector. We chose the evacuated tube type style collector because of its high insulation value on the glass tube. The collector has a vacuum space on the tube, which allows for a high insulation value, which means that this system will work well even on cold days, even on cloudy days. The system still produces a substantial amount of heat. Being that we're here in Chicago, our winter weather is pretty cold. This collector will still be performing very well even on the coldest of Chicago's winter days.
Austin Community Laundry has 57 of the latest in commercial front-load washers, along with 90 dryer pockets to service its customers.
Well, we have a solar hot water heating system here that uses the sun to provide hot water, and with this particular system it uses a pump which circulates water through the solar collector, and then that water is then put into a storage tank where it provides heat for, in this case, a laundromat. The collectors are monitored by the differential temperature controller, and currently the temperature on the collectors is 145 degrees. The pump is running. The temperature on the solar tank is 101 degrees, and it is about 9:45 in the morning, so we have a long sunny day to increase the temperatures of these tanks. Now, this particular system preheats the water that goes into a high efficiency gas water heater. All the water is preheated with the solar tank, and from there the water goes into a high efficiency system where with a modulating condensing boiler, the water is then brought up to the 120 degrees that is necessary. So right now the collectors are at 145, the tank is at 110. Now these boilers then only have to bring the temperature up 20 degrees to 120 because the tank is preheating everything at 100 degrees right now. With the system, there's a gauge here with the pressure and temperature. The circulation goes through the pipes here into the solar tank where the heat is exchanged to the water, and then the pump then moves the circulation back up to the collectors again. It's a closed loop system where the water in the piping here goes up through the roof, through the collectors, comes back down again through the tank, and repeats the cycle over and over throughout the day. So far, the system's been in operation about 3 weeks now, and our BTU meter says that we've generated 634 kilowatts worth of energy from the collectors. Well, here we have the new replacement boilers. These are high efficiency boilers that operate in upwards of 96% efficiency on natural gas. The boiler itself modulates and condenses according to the demand of the heat. So in an event that only a small amount of heat is needed, then the modulating and condensing boiler only turns on a little bit of gas. In an event that there's a lot of hot water needed, the modulating and condensing boiler then turns on a lot of gas, and that allows the system to choose which is the best mode for operation and to get it to be the most efficient for the particular needs. We have 4 tanks here, 2 of which have solar heat exchangers built into the tank. As you can see, we have 2 boilers that are mounted halfway up the tank. Below that, we have a heat exchanger where the solar piping is connected to the solar tank, and what this allows is the solar to provide a preheating for the boiler, and in an event that the solar is providing heat and the sun is shining, that the heat from the solar tank goes and preheats into these 2 tanks, and essentially that makes these 2 tanks solar tanks and these 2 tanks as the backup tanks. In an event that's sunny and that there's a need for hot water, all the hot water will come from these 2 tanks first, and then if there's an extra need for hot water, let's say there's a lot of people using the washers or a lot of people using the hot water, then these guys kick on as a backup as well. This valve here is a modulating tempering valve, and what that does, it mixes hot and cold water in an event that the water coming out from the tanks is more than 120. We set this at 120. That way all the water coming out is 120 degrees. And in an event, let's say that the solar is providing more heat, the collectors could be over 150 degrees. This will temper it down, reduce the amount of heat going out to 120. This is the smart remote display, and we mount this in the lobby here. This monitors the temperatures and tells you how many temperature in the collector, how much is the temperature in the tank, and then the kilowatts that have been generated. And we put this out here so that everybody can see it as they're doing the laundry. They can have a look, see how hot the collectors are. They can realize that this is actually the water they're using for their laundry is being heated by the sun.
Well, no, I'm all excited. I'm really excited to see and where this goes and where it takes me from a utility cost standpoint. That's all. And it's just been a month. Mm-hmm. So I'm really looking forward to it. At least now I can come back here and not feel like I'm in a sauna. Yeah, so at least I know I'm saving money because I'm not losing heat like I was from the old boiler. So this is good.
Brian McChristian, the owner of Austin Community Laundry, has just taken the giant step in changing his laundry into a greener, solar-equipped, energy-saving model for other self-service laundries to follow. Dave Vassilides and Company, who has been consulting, building, brokering, and operating self-service laundries for over 30 years, has teamed up with Sun Heat Solar that has been consulting, designing, and installing solar heating equipment. Together, these companies are applying modern solar technology to the self-service laundry industry in a practical and economical way that is producing real results. Find out for yourself how these 2 companies can help you save energy costs in your laundry. Contact them today.